All right, everybody, strap yourselves in.
Yeah.
Today's deep dive, we're going to crank things up a notch.
Oh, yeah.
We are diving into a true rock anthem,
Love it.
the one and only Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions.
Classic.
And look, I know what you're thinking. It's a hard rock song from the 80s. What kind of deep dive can we even do with that?
Right.
But hey, that's the beauty of it. You never know what you'll find.
That's the truth. What seems like a straightforward rock anthem on the surface
Yeah?
can actually reveal fascinating insights into the culture and the time period that produced it.
Totally. Plus, I mean, the Scorpions, those guys knew how to write a hit.
They did. They had a knack for tapping into something primal, something that resonated with the generation.
Yeah, and they definitely weren't afraid to push the envelope.
Absolutely not.
Which, for the 80s, was saying something.
It was a different time.
So, okay, before we get too far, let's set the scene, right?
Yeah.
The song kicks off. I mean, literally kicks off. It explodes with this sense of, I don't know, almost like a hangover, but also amped up energy at the same time.
Yeah, it's like that feeling when you wake up and you're like, man, last night was wild.
Like, exactly.
You're not really regretting anything. You're just riding that wave.
And they capture that perfectly. It's early morning, the sun comes out. Last night was shaky and pretty loud. But then it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Because they don't shy away from the details.
Not at all.
Like, my cat is purring. It scratches my skin. I mean, who hasn't been there?
Right. It's such a specific, visceral image.
It is. And then that line, so what is wrong with another sin? It's like this defiant embrace of desire, even in the face of potential consequences.
Exactly. And that's a theme that runs throughout the entire song, this unapologetic pursuit of pleasure and experience.
Yeah. And speaking of desire, it doesn't take long for the lyrics to, how should we put this?
Get a little spicy.
A little spicy is an understatement. We're talking lines like, the bitch is hungry, she needs to tell, so give her inches and feed her well. I mean, come on.
It's bold, but that's what makes it so interesting to dissect, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This was the 80s, remember. Hard rock was all about pushing boundaries, and the Scorpions definitely weren't holding back.
Nope. They were tapping into something very raw, very primal with those lyrics.
And it worked. People connected with that energy, that sense of unrestrained desire,
Yeah.
in a way that went beyond just the music itself.
Right. It became this anthem for a generation that was ready to break free from the norm.
For sure. And the thing is, even though the lyrics are incredibly direct, almost aggressive, there's also this undercurrent of danger that adds another layer to the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you get to that line, love at first sting.
Yeah, love at first sting.
Yeah.
I don't think they're talking about bees here.
Definitely not. And that's the beauty of metaphor, right? It can be interpreted on multiple levels.
Totally. So on one hand, you have that instant attraction, the thrill of the chase, the excitement of something new.
But on the other hand, you have the sting, which hints at the potential consequences of giving in to those desires so completely.
Which, let's be real, is something we can all relate to, right? Whether it's love, lust, ambition, whatever, going after something too hard, too fast, can sometimes backfire.
For sure. And I think the Scorpions captured that duality beautifully in those few words.
They did. And you know what else they did brilliantly? Repetition.
The repetition. How many times did they say, rock you like a hurricane?
Right. Like, a lot. But it's not overkill.
Not at all. It serves a purpose. It's like this driving force, this mantra that just builds and builds throughout the song.
It's like they're drilling it into your brain.
Yeah.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Yes. And by the end, you're totally swept up in it.
You're caught in the hurricane.
You're left feeling that raw energy, that desire, that intensity, long after the song is over.
It's so effective. And it just goes to show how even a song that's been played a million times can still have these hidden depths and complexities waiting to be explored.
Exactly. It's a reminder that great art, no matter how straightforward it might seem on the surface, always has something more to say if you're willing to listen closely enough.
Well said. So there you have it, folks. Another deep dive completed, and this one was a wild ride.
Who knew the Scorpions could be such a source of inspiration?
I know, right? But that's the thing about these deep dives. It's all about looking beyond the surface and finding those unexpected nuggets of insight.
Exactly. And who knows what we'll uncover next time?
Only one way to find out. Tune in next time for another deep dive.
Until then.
See ya.